Long years ago, in a quiet rural town surrounded by open fields and long country roads, lived a man named Walter Briggs. Walter was 62 years old. His back was bent slightly from decades of hard labor. His hands were thick, rough, and permanently stained with dirt. He wore the same style of clothes every day: faded denim jeans, flannel shirts, and a worn brown jacket whose zipper sometimes stuck. Walter had worked most of his life as a road maintenance worker for the county. It wasn't a job people admired, but it was honest. Walter filled potholes, cleared fallen branches, painted faded road lines. People rarely noticed his work, but they noticed when it wasn't done. Walter lived alone in a small one-story house on the edge of town. His wife had passed away 10 years earlier. His only son had moved across the country and rarely called. Evenings were quiet, too quiet. Walter spent most nights eating canned soup while watching old reruns on a small television. Not because he loved them, but because silence hurt. When Walter retired, the town held a small gathering: cheap cake, paper plates, a handshake from the supervisor. "That's it," someone said. "Enjoy doing nothing." Walter smiled politely. Inside, he felt terrified. For 40 years, his job gave him a reason to wake up. Now he had none. Weeks passed. Walter woke up early anyway, out of habit. But there was nowhere to go. He tried sleeping in. He hated it. He tried watching more TV. He hated that too. One morning, while drinking coffee on his porch, Walter noticed something. The empty lot across the road was covered in trash. Old tires, plastic bags, broken bottles. Years ago, it had been a small green field. Now it looked forgotten. Walter stared at it for a long time. Then he put on his jacket. He grabbed a pair of gloves and an old trash bag. He walked across the road. Walter began picking up trash. Slowly, piece by piece. No one asked him to. No one paid him, but it felt good. The next day, he came back. And the next. After a week, the lot was clean, but it was still empty. Brown dirt, no life. Walter drove to a nearby nursery. He bought one small tree, just one. He planted it in the center of the lot. The hole wasn't perfect. The tree leaned slightly, but it stood. Walter returned every morning. He watered the tree. He pulled weeds. He talked to it sometimes. Not because he was lonely. Well, maybe because he was. A woman walking her dog stopped one day. "Did you plant that?" she asked. Walter nodded. "Looks nice," she said. Then she walked on. The next week, Walter planted another tree, then another. He used his small retirement check. Not much, but enough. Months passed. Tiny green leaves appeared. Walter felt proud. Something was growing, including him. Children began cutting through the lot on their way home from school. One boy asked, "Mister, why are you planting trees?" Walter thought for a moment. "So someone will have shade one day," he said. The boy nodded. Like that made perfect sense. Other neighbors started helping. Someone donated seeds. Another brought a bench. A teenager painted a small sign, "Community Garden." Walter never asked for credit. He just kept showing up. At 65, Walter's mornings had purpose again. At 67, the trees were tall enough to cast shade. Flowers bloomed. Birds returned. The empty lot became a small park. One afternoon, Walter saw a familiar face. His son, older, thinner, awkward. "I heard about what you did," his son said. "It's all over the town page." Walter shrugged. "I just planted some trees." His son looked around, at kids playing, at neighbors talking, at life. "You built something," he said quietly. They sat on the bench. They didn't solve everything. You built something, he said quietly. They sat on the bench. They didn't solve everything. They didn't erase years of distance, but they talked. For the first time in a long time, before leaving, his son hugged him. Not a quick one, a real one. Before leaving, his son hugged him. Not a quick one, a real one. That night, Walter sat on his porch again, looking at the trees. They were still small, but strong. Walter realized something simple. You don't need to be young to matter. You don't need money to make an impact. You don't need permission to start. Sometimes, all it takes is planting one tree.